Good morning and welcome to Has God Heard From You Today. We are so glad. This is a program you do not want to miss. So call them, tell them we're on the air. You might recognize Elder Williams. I call him the man with the Job-like faith. Elder Williams.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And you know I'm not going to talk much because I can't.
Okay.
I said if I was a mayor, I would call this Elder Williams Day.
Well, thank you.
So I'm really just turning this program over to you. You know, we follow guidance.
Yes.
Didn't know what I was going to say because it's so emotional because of what the doctors had told you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be here December 2015, so you wouldn't see Christmas. And since then, they've told you so many other times.
Oh, yes.
This is Elder Williams, you all. We're in your hands, Elder Williams.
Thank you. Thank you this morning.
I know you waiting for me to ask you questions and all that, but just whatever the Lord put on your heart, because there's so many things, and I was praying, Lord, there's so much, and we're already going to do a part 2 on him. And possibly, and I'll know by the time we finish this, we're going to bring my sister Carolyn on with Elder Williams just to give you an example. You can see people who've going through. The doctors have given them up many times.
Yeah.
Gave their family a date that they wouldn't be here. Have given you several.
Several, yes.
You can go to my website and see Elder Williams, but I'm not going to spend time going back over his story. You share has been with your Job-like faith.
Yes. Well, the last time I was here, and I was telling you all the things that I had been through. Well, God started ministering to me, and God told me, he said, don't listen to the outside, listen to the inside. And he said, I'm going to give you some orders. And then as I give you orders, I'm going to order your footsteps. And as I order your footsteps,
Yes, sir.
you just move when I tell you to move. And like I said, the last time I was here, Miss Deborah, I had went back to the doctor, and March of this year, March of this year, around March the 4th or the 5th of this year, I was at my brother's funeral, and I got sick all at one time. Pain all in my stomach, couldn't bear it, and they had to rush me out of the funeral back to the hospital, and got in there and doing examination, and found that I had a gallstone wrapped up into my gallbladder. And the doctor came in and he said, normally that's a 15 to 20 to an hour surgery. But with your heart so bad, and it's just so weak, if we just touch it a little bit, you could go out and never come back. And if we put you to sleep, you're not going to wake up anymore. But so the doctor said, but he went out and came back and said that, well, we got a remedy for your surgery. And I said, okay, what is it? And he told me, he said, well, if we put you to sleep, you're not going to wake up. So what we're going to do is offer you some pain pills. And you can take those pain pills as the pain come back. So I asked him, I said to him, are you saying that you're not going to take the gallbladder out, but you give me pain pills? But I said, how long would that last? He said, well, rest of your life. Because we can't operate on you nowhere, because your heart can't take it. So he said, what you think about it? I told him, I said, well, you give me tomorrow, and I give you my answer. And when the doctor walked out of the room, I did like heck, I turned my face to the wall.
Yes, sir.
And I said, Lord, remember what I've done for you, how I lived for you, how I obeyed you.
Yes.
And I said, I need some direction from you. And so God told me to call 2 pastors, my own pastor and another pastor up here in Belgium, Louisiana. And he said, tell them to pray for you, but tell them to pray for guardian angels to surround your bedside and go into the surgery room with you. He said, I'm going to bring you out. You tell the doctor, go head on with the surgery, because everything going to be all right.
Because the doctors don't want to do it.
No, the doctor don't want me to do it.
But God says.
God said, go through with it. And
Wow.
so after I told the doctor that, they came back in. I said, we're going to go through with the surgery. He said, no, you don't need to do that. He said, you can live with the pain. I said, I'm not living with no pain. I said, he asked me why. I said, God said, I don't have to. So they went and talking to my family, asked my family to talk to me.
And try to talk you out
of it, yes. And my family said, well, I don't sense talking to him. So the doctor said, you don't care about him? They said, yeah. But why you not going to talk to him? She said, if he said God told him to do that, I don't see you talking to him.
Yeah.
So he said, well, so Monday morning came, he said, you still want to go through it? I said, yes, sir, I'm fine with it. So they took me back into the surgery, and I went through it with no problem, came out. Now, I don't know, the only thing I remember is when they took me in. I don't know nothing else from that. And that was that Monday. And for I think about an hour or some hour and a half or something like that, I was in surgery. When they come out, took me to recovery room.
Right.
They said I was alert for about 15 minutes, and about altogether 20 minutes, and then I just went out. And they rushed in and started trying to revive me back.
Revive you, because you just.
Yeah, I was gone. And
went through the surgery well.
Yes.
In recovery. They said they thought they lost you.
They lost me. And so they said, well, we're going to hook them up, so let the machine
Life
breathe
support.
for them. Yes, all of that. So that Friday, the doctor came in and said, well, y'all might well just go on and unplug him because he's dead. I wish, the other doctor came and he said, well, y'all should have just done what we told y'all to do. Let him take the pain pill, and he'll still be here. So they said, y'all need to call the family in, and so they can say they found a goodbye. And they said, no, we're going to wait. He said, okay. Yeah, I hate for you to be disappointed. So I had went through that whole week. See, I started that surgery on Monday.
Yes, sir.
I was out until that next Monday.
Yes, sir.
And when I came through that next Monday, I was preaching.
You came out of life support, out of, they're saying pull the plug on him. You all should have tried to talk him out of surgery. I told you all he wasn't going to make it through surgery. That's the doctor. God says, do the surgery. You're out for a week, and you come out of that preaching. And y'all wonder why I'm so quiet. See, I've kind of been keeping in touch with Elder Williams, and I want you to hear all of this because perfect example of what God will do. And now is the time that I should tell you, when I met Elder Williams, and we're going to go right back to you coming out preaching, I need to kind of get where I need so I can keep talking.
Sure, okay.
Elder Williams, I met him, interviewed him in 2015. Elder Williams walked in here with 10% heart function. I didn't know it. Right? 10%.
Yes, right.
Doctors had told him he was not going to live to see Christmas of December December 2015, we wouldn't see Christmas. They also, this man has had over how many strokes?
Over 18.
18 strokes. All this can be verified. He has family. Like I walked through it with my sister. He has family that walked through it with him that looks at him and just, they get stronger because of you. They can't believe it.
Yes.
He was driving his wife and blanked out, and his wife, he had an accident or something.
Mm-hmm.
His wife ended up passing.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a man who they've given up so many times, and after the 2015 time, he's been giving up several more, and he's telling you about that one. So I just wanted to pull you up to where we are now. He wasn't supposed to be here in 2015 and all those other times and all those other times and all those other times. His wife died while he was in a coma. He didn't even know. So we're going to go to the website. If you want to see that, under Elder Williams, you would not believe the story. So we're now here where 2016, they're still giving you up.
Yes.
And so y'all have to keep up.
Mm.
Come on, you came out of it preaching when they told the family to pull the plug.
Yeah. In March of this year, they told me, just forget it. He's gone. Ain't no way he's coming back. Monday morning, about noon, about 12 p.m., when I opened my eyes, I was preaching. And I told my family, I said, you won't believe, but I've been to hell and heaven.
Mm.
I said, God allowed me to go to hell, then he allowed me to go to heaven, and I'm back here now. And I said, I just give God the praise.
Mm.
So going through all of that, and they sent me I made contact with a hospital in Dallas, another heart transplant center. And I went there of June of this year. And they examined me and told me that my heart was so weak, they don't know how I was still walking. I couldn't even after that, I couldn't hardly move. I had to have help. And so the doctor came in and said that, well.
Now you could move, but they were saying you shouldn't be able to.
I shouldn't be able to move.
Okay, I just want to make sure they got that. Okay. Yeah.
So they told me that my heart was too weak, and after examining me, they said they want to help me, but they couldn't. So they couldn't give me another heart. I can't get a heart transplant because my body was shutting down. My kidneys were no good. My heart valve was bleeding. The blood in the back of my brain was swelling, losing function of my hands and arm. And they said the only way that I could live, they had to put what they call an infusion in my arm, and I had to walk around with a bag. And so I allowed them to do that.
And that jacket thing.
Yes.
Where you have to wear it 24/7.
24/7.
Yeah.
Round the clock. So I was laying in the bed and I said, Lord, I know this ain't your will. I know this ain't your will. And people sometimes don't believe that you can just talk to the Holy Ghost.
Come on, Elder Williams.
And let the Holy Ghost talk to you. Because if you don't know what's going on, you don't know. So the Holy Ghost told me, he said, I didn't tell you to put that thing in your arm, no way. I said, well, Lord, what you want me to do?
Yeah.
He said, when you go back to the doctor, you tell him to take it out. So I had a nurse come over to my son's house where I was staying, home health nurse. And we were sitting there and she was checking me out. So I asked her, I said, what if I have y'all to take this incision out of my arm? I said, what's going to happen? She said, well, that incision is going all the way up to your heart. This to help that blood flow go through your heart. I said, She said, but if you take it out, Mr. Williams, you're going to die. She give you probably maybe a week or two, but you're going to die. Your heart is too, your heart can't function without any more help now. You're going to have help from now on.
And I'm familiar with this jacket, and some of you maybe it's a jacket you wear 24/7. And yeah, I'm familiar with that. Some of them may be. Come on.
Yeah. So she said, why you ask? I said, oh, when I go back to the hospital, I'm going to tell the doctor to take it off. She said, are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. She said, well, it's your life, but if I were you, I wouldn't do it. Because you can't live. Your heart can't function without this. I said, well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
So on July the 10th of this year, I went back to the doctor, saw my cardiology, and I was telling them that I wanted it out of my arm. And she said, why? I said, cause faith tell me I don't need it. She said, what? I said, faith tell me I do not need it. She said, how you know that? I said, cause I didn't supposed to put this in my arm. I said, but you take it out, and I'm gonna say this to you. I said, I guarantee you, I'm gonna live past 3 months. I'm gonna see the end of this year. She said, you believe that your faith we carry this for? I said, God told me I can live and be 100 years old if I want to. It's up to me. And I decided to live 100 years plus. So as soon as you can, you can take this out of my arm.
Oh Lord.
So
keep us calm, Lord.
So when we got through talking, everybody in that room, including the doctor, asked me, said, will you pray for me? I said, I sure will.
The doctor's asking you to pray for them.
Pray for them. I said, okay. So the head doctor had came in,
Show like faith, y'all.
told me, he said, well, I understand all this, enthusiasm about you, but everything's showing that you actually have 3 months to live, Mr. William. I hate to say it. People want to live a long life. People want to live a long time, but you don't have that option anymore.
After you've told them,
yes.
But they're doing what the doctors have to do. Okay, come on. Yeah.
So he said probably about September, you're going to be so sick, low down, you're going to be so low in the bed, you're probably not going to be able to raise your head anymore. So between the middle of September, end of September, they'll probably be burying you. I would suggest that you go home and get under hospice care and go and make arrangements so it won't be so hard on your family. So I said, well.
Wow.
I said, well, I still want this out of my arm. I still want it out of my arm.
It has to go.
I still got to go. So she said, well, give us a week to let it take it out. I said, okay. So when the week came, they took it out. And so the doctor said, well, I tell you, if you still be here on September the 9th, I want you to come back. I said, I will be back. And so the beginning of September, they called me, September the 5th, I think, who asked, and I answered the phone. This Mr. William? I said, yeah, this Mr. William. They want to know, can you come back? I said, I will be back September the 9th. I got back there September the 9th.
Yeah.
And walked in there to the doctor. And they said, well, before the doctor see you, they want to examine you again. I said, have at it.
Are you listening, you all?
And so when we got through all of that, and I finally went into the doctor's office, the cardiologist and the nurse practitioner came in. She said, I just unbelievable. She said, your heart is strong. There's no weakness there. She said, I said, well, can I do this? She said, you can do whatever you want to do. She said, I don't need to see you every 3 months no more. She said, I just need to see you twice a year.
Wow, Elder Williams.
I said, well, thank you.
Oh, God.
And my son said, Daddy, He said, Dad, I said, mm-hmm. He said, you didn't take them doctors serious? I said, yeah, I took them serious. I said, but what do you do when people bring you trash? He said, put in the trash. I said, well then, that was spiritual trash. So I had to go get me a spiritual trash can and put that spiritual trash in.
Because you knew what God was telling you.
I knew what God was saying.
Yeah, it wasn't that the report wasn't right,
no,
but
it was
God
right.
was telling you something.
Yes.
Oh,
he
God.
said, go through with it. So I left Dallas almost at the end of this, just the end of September, just this month, a few weeks ago. And the doctor, same doctor down here up there in Dallas told me, well, the doctor here in Sweetport told me, that I could go at any time now. So I said, well, Faith ain't talking to me like that. And so she said, well, why are you so confident about you gonna live? I said, the Bible tells us, you have whatsoever you say. And the Bible tells us in St. Mark 11:23, if you say to this mountain, don't doubt in your heart, you have whatever you say. So I don't doubt. But then he come around along and tell me that it's impossible to please God without faith.
Oh.
So I want to please God. And then God tells me, he said, now I want you to repeat this after me. Isaiah 1:19. If you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land.
Yeah.
I said, well, Lord, I'm obedient. He said, well, you can live because you obey me.
Oh.
Do whatever I tell you to do. So, Miss Deborah, what I didn't tell you was that when I went through all that back up here in June of this year, you're very familiar with the defibrillator.
The defibrillator and all of that.
Yeah, and
okay, we're gonna go. We have to stop. I know y'all don't want to stop either. I don't. We'll be right back to talk about the defibrillator. We want to get right back with the defibrillator, and we're going to do a part two. I've walked some of this with Elder Williams because we would keep in touch with the things, and the things that he would say the doctor was saying to him. And I'm telling you, Elder Williams, I was praying and praying because your faith was making me stronger with some things that I was dealing with in my family. And we're going to get to the defibrillator on part two because we're going to start next week with the defibrillator because I don't want you to have to stop. Because he had a defibrillator and we're going to be right here to film part two, but we only have a few minutes. So give them those scriptures again that God had you to stand on. Because see, when you start talking about the defibrillator, I know about the defibrillator, but I don't know what you're getting ready to tell me about, and I don't want to stop them.
Yes.
So we'll pick that up in part two.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you all go to the website and look at the first time I met this man of God. Close with some scriptures that help you get through, and then we'll pick back up with the defibrillator in part two.
Well, Hebrew 11:1 tells us, it said, faith is the substance of things hoped for, everything's not seen. I also, when I'm going through all of this, I go back to I always stay in the Word. I go back to the book of Deuteronomy 7:15. He came to heal all manner of sickness and diseases. I look again at Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. I said, Lord, I thank you. I thank you. And then God just brought me back into Psalm 105, where he said he brought over 1 million people out of Egypt, and not one of those was feeble. Not one sick person, over 1 million people he brought out of Egypt. Not one of them was feeble, sickness, or nothing. He brought them all out, into the desert.
He's the same God today.
Same God.
Same God today.
Same God.
Your evidence of it.
Evidence. And then I said, the doctor had told me that my eyesight was gone. My brain was about to leave.
You'd be blind, I remember
all of
that.
that, everything.
You'd be blind, yeah.
And God said, go to the book of Deuteronomy 33:7. Said Moses had, at the age of 20, he had 20/20 vision, strong eyesight, no dim nowhere. I said, Lord, I'm not 120, but you said in Romans 2:11, you don't have no respect to person.
Yes, Lord.
So since you don't have no respect to person, I want the same. I want the same blessing that you gave Moses. I want it on me. So I'm learning, Miss Deborah, if you're gonna ask God for something, you're gonna stand for something. Stand on His word with faith. It's not enough just to talk the word. You must believe in the word, but you got to act on the word through faith.
Yes.
In spite of what people say,
Yes.
especially the doctors.
Yes.
I'm not putting the doctor. I do everything the doctor tells me to do.
Yes.
But when it come down to accepting certain things, I turn my faith towards God.
And then He's telling you.
Telling me what to
He's
do.
telling you what to do.
Yes. And
that's a place to be in when the doctor tells you don't take it. If you take this 24-hour thing off, you will die.
yes.
And God's saying, take it off. Take it off. I didn't
Take it
tell you to
off.
put it on.
No.
Or can I go into the surgery? They saying don't go into surgery. God says go in. We
Go
have
in.
to stop. We will pick right up with Elder Williams next week. We give all praises to God. Remember, this is his story. We will be back next week. Spend some time with God, you all. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to Has God Heard From You Today. We ask that you tune into us each Wednesday for inspiring testimonies and more. We're not here to tell you that going through is easy. We're here to tell you that if you believe in God and you have accepted Jesus as your personal Savior, then you have His word, you have His promise that He will never leave you nor forsake you. Has God heard from you today?
Yes, God has heard from me today.
If you would like to share your testimony or advertise your business or an upcoming event on this program, please call 318-222-2954. Also, visit our website at www.hasgodheardfromyoutoday.org.